Shut up and sit down.
Welcome to the Bricks King podcast, where I'm going to bend your ear about Lego, review those amazing bricks of plastic, and discuss what is new and up and coming around the Lego world. I'm your Minifigure host, Matt. Let's build on it. Welcome in, everybody. How are we doing today? Hopefully, all of you are doing quite well. If you can't tell, my echo has gotten absolutely way worse in this room, as there's almost no furniture left, because we move in a week from tomorrow, Wednesday, the 24th. So, anyway, I'm ready to move. I'm ready to get out of here. I'm ready to do all the things. And anyway, but what I have done is I have kept some of the interviews from Brickworld behind because I knew this day was coming. And just as I planned, here we go. So I have an interview today with Richard Glatter. You're going to hear all about Richard and the multiple hats that he wears, which is absolutely crazy with what he does and how he serves the Lego community in multiple functions and facets. It's absolutely fascinating. So I hope you guys enjoy the interview, and away we go. All right. Welcome in, everybody, to the interview here with the... well, you're going to find out a lot about this guy, but Richard Glatter. Richard, thank you for coming on and joining me today.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And you wear many hats.
I do.
I mean, a lot. You wear a hat as a lug president, CEO, controller person, and then you have a side gig, if you want to call it that, or a full-time gig, whatever. But head of Arc Lug out of Arkansas, obviously. So tell me about the things.
So Arc Lug, we've been around as Arc Lug since 2012. We were a lug before then, in the early 2000s, as Mid-South Lego Train Club.
Okay.
And then that kind of went defunct when a couple of members left and moved to other states, as can happen.
Yeah.
But then I came out of my dark ages and found the love of the brick. I came to actually my first Brick World show in 2012.
All right.
And that kind of led to everything
spiraled
that
out
we
of control.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So after that show, we got home and I started looking for my local group to see what was going on. And there was one contact, and I got in contact with him. And here we are now, 10 years later, with Arc Lug has about 70 members.
That's pretty good.
And we actually just this past year have kind of changed up our formation of our lug, and we were doing chapters now.
Okay.
Arc Lug is a little unique in lugs, as we're the entire state of Arkansas.
Okay.
So we also have a couple of members that are in Oklahoma.
All right.
So because we're spread out so far geographically, we decided to form chapters.
That makes sense.
So we're able to kind of keep things a little bit more organized, able to get together more often in a more regional location throughout the state. Our two most active are the Central Arkansas chapter,
okay,
and the Northwest Arkansas chapter. And just for people, that's 3 hours drive away from each other.
Oh, okay.
So, and we do get together, all of us together regularly. We do, on average, about 6 to 8 shows a year. Sometimes a little bit more, sometimes a little less, but that's what we do.
I mean, you and I are geographically pretty close, being, out of Dallas, the Dallas area, and you out there in Arkansas. But, I mean, DFW Lug in Dallas-Fort Worth area, that's a giant metroplex, and you have people that drive hour and a half, 2 hours to a meeting or a show or whatever. And then you have Austin has one, and San Antonio and Houston, and you have all these other ones. So they're not chapters, they're their own lugs, but
right.
I get it with and you need that. You don't want to be driving 3 hours to come to a meeting or an event or something like that. Where you're like,
Absolutely.
yeah, no, I can't make it. I know the meeting is at 10 o'clock, but I can't make it today.
Absolutely.
So, no, I completely get that. But about ArcLug, obviously you have the different chapters. Is it kind of all under the same ArcLug umbrella? Everybody's following the same kind of guidelines and stuff?
We're all under the same umbrella. We all use the same branding. We don't advertise as different chapters to the public. When we're advertising, we're talking to the public and we're interacting with the public and the venues that we're displaying with.
Yeah.
It's always ArcLug.
Okay.
The chapters are primarily used for just our internal organization and kind of to make things make sense for us internally.
Okay.
Public facing, no, it's not.
It's all
not
the
so much.
same.
Yeah.
Okay. What about somebody that maybe Oklahoma, Far East Texas, I don't know, I guess West Louisiana. I don't that side I'm not too familiar with. But somebody that might be interested in joining a ArcLug in general here, how would they go about doing so?
The best bet is to go onto the Lego Arkansas Facebook page.
Okay.
Or our website, arclug.org. But we pretty much run everything from the Lego Arkansas Facebook page. That's our public-facing lug page.
Okay.
We also have a private Facebook page for us that we do all of our show planning on and that sort of thing. But the best bet is to go into the Lego Arkansas Facebook page.
Okay. Any specific rules, you've got it, or requirements, like you have to do a handstand, drink 3 beers,
No,
like nothing
no.
crazy wild?
No, nothing crazy like that. We're a very casual lug. The only thing that we have is that we're pretty much an adult-only lug.
Yes.
We do have a few teens, but they primarily come with their parents, and that's great. We just don't want to turn out to be a babysitter.
No, I get it.
So
no, I get it, and I think that goes. Obviously, there's many, many, many lugs across the country and then across the world. Majority of them that I've spoken with, it's 18 plus, just because people don't want to have to watch kids. I get it completely, and it stinks sometimes for teens, but it's like you'll get there. Your day is coming. It's like having a driver's license. You still got to be 16. You know.
Yeah. I will say we have had a few teen falls join, and some of them are actually better builders, like mock builders, than some of our members. And that's not putting anyone down, but we just have a lot of our lug members. We're also, every lug has this. You only have the set builders.
Yeah.
And we have that, and we encourage it, and there's nothing wrong with it. We still display sets at shows, and there's nothing wrong with that either. We don't have a problem with that. We just want you to come and hang out and have fun. That's what we're all about.
And the thing is with teen in that case, they're unfettered builders at that point. They haven't been beaten down by the brick at that point, and have gone through those trials and tribulations of misery for hours and hours or days on end. So that's why sometimes I'm like, man, kids can build, dude. It's crazy. So. Okay, the ArcLug stuff, you guys know where to check that out if you are somebody that is interested, that lives in that area. I know we've got a listenership in that area. Obviously, Texas is very heavy. But
I will say one more thing about ArcLug. We're open to any themes, but I will say a lot of our members, the vast majority of our members are train guys.
Yeah.
So if you're close regionally and you're a train guy, definitely get in contact with us.
Fantastic. All right. Now you wear another hat. Is this your full-time hat?
It is my full-time hat.
It is your full-time hat. Okay. And I didn't know this. You told me this, I think, on Thursday, Friday. You wear the hat of the Brick Forge Big Kahuna.
Yes. Yes. I own Brick Forge.
Tell us a little bit about Brick Forge. For those that haven't heard of it, don't know of it. I know of it, but go ahead and share about Brick Forge.
Brick Forge is a custom minifigure accessory company. We sell all sorts of minifig parts or minifigure accessories like swords and hats and helmets and guns and all sorts of that fun stuff to make your minifigure just that much more awesome.
Complete.
Yes. Yes. I think our biggest, we're also unique in the third-party aftermarket that we offer a wide range of themes.
Okay.
So we have everything from historical, like Roman historical, all the way to new modern military, and everything in between. Castle, dwarves, and then what we're also very well known for is our Halo armor.
Okay. I've got some friends that are listeners that I collaborate with that are big Halo Halo people. So I don't know if they're big Halo builders yet, but you never know.
Yeah.
So how did Brickforge come about? I mean, obviously it was something that there was a need for it, a necessity there in the Lego community, because guys that are building, for instance, somebody that builds a World War II D-Day, Omaha beach scene needs equipment and apparel of that age. So how did it come about?
So that's kind of where it started is let me take one step back. Brickforge was started 18 years ago. I am actually the second owner of Brickforge.
Okay.
The original owner, his name was Kyle Peterson, him and his wife Rachel Peterson. They started Brickforge, and they started it because exactly like what you were mentioning, there were needs for parts that they wanted to have available for themselves and then for the general public out there. So that's kind of where it started, and it has just kind of grown and morphed from there.
Okay.
So all of our parts are injection molded, so they're all made exactly the same way that Lego makes their parts.
Yeah.
We pride ourselves on all of our fitment being just as good as we can. We actually just cut a new mold late last year, and we had some parts that were good right out of the box. We put 14 parts on the mold.
Oh,
and
wow.
we had about half of those parts were good right out of the box, but the other half we had to iterate on them and work on them and work with our manufacturer in order to get the fitment exactly right.
Okay.
One other thing to note is we have been using the same manufacturer for all 18 years.
Okay.
I deal directly with our manufacturer. I deal directly with the owner of the manufacturer, so they do a great job.
Which, doing that, I mean, and having that long, which is a pretty long relationship.
Absolutely.
A long relationship of trust that you're going to get the quality, and that they know, hey, they're going to keep coming back. We've got it rolling.
Absolutely.
As long as we continue to do it to their specifications and maybe even better, they're going to stay. So where are things going in the future? Obviously, the Space Force that we've got now. Are we going to see some Space Force things potentially pop out, like some phaser guns or something like that?
There is certainly a possibility. We have some ideas for things that we want to do in the future. Nothing quite ready to announce yet, but we are always working on new products.
Yeah.
I will say this: in our product catalog, we have about 140 parts that
Holy
are done,
moly.
designed, and ready to go to a mold. It's just a matter of getting everything to line up so that we can get the tools cut. The tools are a huge investment.
Yes.
So that's kind of the biggest holdup, is that. Plus, all of our fans keep wanting us to keep making the same stuff that we already have.
Right.
With different colors, and new prints and that sort of thing. So it's a balancing act to balance all that. We're a small business.
Right.
Brickforge is my wife and I.
Okay.
That's the entire company. We hire one of our lug members to do some product packaging for us a little bit. But other than that, it's just us. And I know a lot of people don't realize that.
No, I didn't either. I mean, you never know what's going on behind the scene. You don't know if it's a team of 2 or it's a team of 20. You just never know. And then you think about the fact that, well, you've got all this other stuff that has to play, like the manufacturer and the tool cutting. I mean, because that is a big deal.
Absolutely.
Without that, your mold doesn't come out right, and it's jacked, and nobody wants it, and then you're out who knows how much money, because molds aren't cheap.
No.
So what are, if you had to, obviously, you might say all of them, but where do you see like the wheelhouse of the purchasing coming from of the current things that you have right now?
So, like, what are our most popular items?
Yeah.
So our most popular items are our Halo armor.
Yeah.
Our castle stuff, our knights, that sort of thing. And after that, it's World War II.
Okay.
one interesting thing about our World War II parts is everybody knows that the big juggernaut out there is Brickmania and Brick Arms. Brickmania actually carries our products in their stores.
Okay.
So,
well, somebody's got to. I
Absolutely.
mean, it works like that.
absolutely.
Okay.
We're all kind of, every manufacturer, we're all kind of friendly
Yeah.
with each other. Nobody's really trying to put anybody out of business. We all, like at these shows like this, I've talked with all of my competitors here. But we're not competitors. We're all friends.
You're
too,
essentially
so.
partners in the grand scheme of things, because while you may create similar things or same things to a certain degree, there's still such a giant market out there. It's not like there's no room for you to get your chunk of the pie.
Absolutely.
So,
Absolutely.
and then, all it does is improve business when you build those positive business relationships to the point where it's like, hey, Bob, it's Richard. Nice to meet you. Hey, how's things going? How's business going? It's that kind of stuff. Now, I don't know their names, but I just use it. Bob is my go-to. But so that's really cool. Anything that you have in your mind right now, you're like, there's this one thing that I've wanted to make. I know you have a backlog of things that are coming, but one thing that maybe, I know it's going to be outside the box. I want to make this because it's going to be incredible.
Well, I will say our number one request for a new product is the goat.
I got goat stickers here, everybody.
All I will say to that is we hear you. We hear you, and stay tuned.
Stay tuned. You might see a goat. That would be, man, I get it, and I don't get it at the same time. And it's just one of those things that's like the number one thing. It's the Lego goat. Oh, my God. Yeah. So let's talk about your Lego journey.
Sure.
Everybody has a different one. Some people start when they're 45. Some people start at the age of 2, playing with Duplo or whatever. So where'd yours start?
Well, if we can back up just one
Okay,
second.
let's
I
back
just
up.
wanted to say one more thing about Brick Forge, and then we'll talk about that.
Hey.
But I wanted to broach the subject that's out there of AliExpress.
Ah, yes.
So I know a lot of people buy stuff from AliExpress. There are some people that don't. There are some people that do. But I will say this. The vast majority of us third-party manufacturers, we can't compete with AliExpress. They have unlimited budget to cut new tools. We just can't compete.
Right.
They make some really cool stuff.
Right.
But please, everybody out there, I beg you, please continue to support us AFOL designers. Any of the big names that you hear out there, the vast majority of us are AFOLs first.
Mm-hmm.
And we're doing this just because we love it.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, we make money at it, and that most of us, or some of us, it's our full-time job.
Mm-hmm.
But we do it because we enjoy it. And if the support is not there, then we won't be able to.
Yeah.
So,
well, before we move on to the Lego journey here, what do you say to because I've got a very large international audience, a lot of in Europe, parts of Asia, a lot in Australia. What do you say to people like that? Do you guys ship?
We ship
worldwide?
internationally.
Okay.
We ship internationally. We also do have resellers in various different countries.
Okay.
Probably our biggest reseller is Firestar Toys.
Yes, I know about them.
But we have a lot of other resellers. But we do ship worldwide.
Okay.
And I will say for the vast majority of countries, as of this recording, I know things will change.
Sure.
But as of this recording in June of 2022, the vast majority of our orders international are only about $15 US to ship.
Oh, that's actually not near as expensive as I thought it was. I was thinking like 30, 40.
No. So a lot of people don't realize that. And I will say on our website, you don't have to ask me how much your order is going to cost to ship.
Yeah.
You build your cart, it'll give you your price. That's what it costs. For international shipments, we don't mark it up.
Yeah.
We charge you what it costs us.
Yeah.
We don't even pay for our boxes on international shipments.
Gotcha.
So
Very nice. Well, that is good to know. I'm glad you threw that in there because that is one of those things that I know it's difficult to compete with, and I like the idea that you threw it out there. You're always going to have those that go to it, but I think the vast majority will stay Once they become a loyal customer, they become a loyal customer.
Absolutely.
So let's get into the journey.
Sure. So I started as a kid, like a lot of people do, and I can't tell you what my first set was. I don't know. I don't remember. It was that long ago. There was just always Lego that I remember as a kid. Now, my one big memory as a kid that I have was I got the Gungan sub, and I don't remember the set number, but it was the original Gungan sub.
Okay.
It was a 430-piece set, and it was for me at the time, that was a very large set.
I was going to say, that was pretty large back then.
And this was pre-numbered bags.
Okay.
So it was
all in one.
All in one.
Yep.
And I opened the box, and I was like, what did I get myself into? And we're actually recording this on Father's Day.
Yes, we are.
I remember going and asking my dad, hey, Dad, can you come help me with this? Can you come work with this on me? And we did, and he helped me build it. Not a Lego builder at all. He never was, but that was fun. That's probably my first Lego memory.
Yeah.
And yeah.
And then you become older. You have an income.
Yes.
Spirals out of control.
I did have a dark age for a while. Got out of it as a teen. Just high school and other interests happened.
Other stuff. Yep. All the time.
It's a very common story.
Yeah.
But what pulled me out of it was, at the time, I was doing full-time IT support.
Okay.
For a local break-fix company. And then I was playing computer games all the time for fun. So I was like, my girlfriend at the time, now wife, we were like, we need to do something that doesn't involve a screen. So we were like, well, let's go and try some Lego sets. And the set that pulled me out of the dark age was the Imperial flagship.
Okay.
I know a lot of people for the ships, that's kind of their holy grail set. Well,
Yeah.
that was the one that pulled me out of the dark age. And we bought it still on the shelf from Shop
it
at
sucked
Home.
you into
And it
the
sucked me
abyss.
in. Yep. We still have that set, still have it built, sitting actually on top of a cabinet with our wedding pictures in it. So.
See, there you go. It was kismet. That's what it was.
Yep.
Very cool. Well, people can find Brickforge where?
Brickforge.com.
Okay. On the socials anywhere? Brickforge?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. We're on Facebook and Instagram. I don't post on there as much as I should. It's one of those things. You're
a small
my
company.
wife and I.
Yeah. You just don't have the time.
All of the social media posts are me.
Yeah. You just run out of time.
Yes.
There's just no time.
Yes.
Yeah, I totally get it. So, Richard, I thank you for coming on and sharing about the lug, sharing about Brickforge, your journey, because everybody's is unique. And hopefully Brickforge continues to thrive and grow and stuff like that, because it fills a niche in the community, and it's only getting bigger.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I did want to say one more thing. I know that you're here at this show. I know a lot of people keep saying that they want to come to a show like this. Come to the show.
Yeah, absolutely.
My life right now, we would not own Brickforge without Brickworld.
Right.
We made the relationships, we made the friendships with the people we made that happen because of this show.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. You go to a whole bunch of different shows. This one being massive, and then
Yes.
I'm going to Brick Rodeo here in not even 2 weeks from today. So you build those relationships with people, and then it's one of those things where you just, hey, I could create a business. I talked with Bricker Builds yesterday, and it's kind of the same thing. Like these things spawn, but the only way to do that, not the only way, but one of the best ways to do that is just get out and be with the people. In person, face to face, chit chatting, and you never know what you're going to come across. Common interest, Lego, whatever. You just never know. So, again, thanks for coming on, guys. Check out brickforge.com for all your extra needs. That
Yes.
Lego doesn't provide, because they don't do weapons other than like phaser guns. But yeah, thanks again, Richard.
No problem. Thank you very much.
Yeah, awesome. Well, that'll do it right there, and. I honestly hope you guys found it fascinating, interesting, over the top, whatever the case may be, because Richard was a great interview and had a lot of insight, having a company and, running a lug, and not just a lug, multiple little facets of a lug. Like you have this part, this part, this part, this part. It's wild to even think that that is such a thing. But at the end of the day, like, you know, Arkansas is so spread out that you can't have everybody coming into Little Rock, for instance. You can't have everybody doing that. Not everybody wants to travel 2.5 hours to come to a lug meeting. It absolutely makes sense. So I get it. And it's just kind of funny. So with that in mind, I hope you guys really enjoyed it. We've got a few more that are going to be coming your way, especially here in the next week as things get chaotic and I try and figure out the internet situation and everything. So, but with that in mind, I do have another review that is coming out here in the next few days. I believe on Wednesday is what it's scheduled for at this point in time. And we're going to roll with it, and there's another one scheduled for Thursday. So I hope you guys have a great week. Kick it off. You know, I start school. The kids come back on Wednesday. I'm ready to go. Let's go. Let's get pumped and get hype. Yeah. Anyway, until we meet again, I'm your Minifigure ghost, Matt. Let's build on it.